what if we rebranded to reveal the truth?
This is just another example of what happens to the Chargers. Every year, there's a string of injuries.
Rebranding creates a new identity, such as an updated name, logo, design. Today, we rebrand 10 NFL teams to expose who they really are. Dallas Cowboys to America's soap opera. As America's team, Dallas has a lot of fans throughout the U.S., so when off-the-field issues occur, they are very often amplified. The problem is that those off-field issues frequently occur around the Cowboys and are frequently caused by Jerry Jones. Apparently, the Dallas owner follows the old adage of there's no such thing as bad publicity, because during a contract stalemate with the star player, Jones once said that he believes that controversy is good stuff for keeping people's attention. If it was only that one time, it really wouldn't be that big of a deal. But it seems as if every season has drama, headlines, and controversy. Jones famously told reporters that the Cowboys are a soap opera 365 days a year, and that he likes to stir things up to generate news, such as lashing out against the team and players in the media, dragging out contract negotiations, firing a two-time winning Super Bowl coach because of the owner's desire to take control over personnel decisions, and perhaps most famously, suing the NFL. So, like sand through the hourglass, so is the drama in Dallas. New York Jets to False Hope Airlines. Every New York Jets season should begin with the following announcement. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard False Hope Airlines Flight 1969 with service to disappointment. Please place small personal items under the seat in front of you to resist the urge to throw them at the players. Larger baggage should be sent to the locker room for immediate placement into the lineup. At this time, we ask you to securely fasten your seatbelt as this will be a bumpy season. Cellular phones and personal electronic devices may be kept on so that fans will have something else to do when the team once again disappoints, and we'd like to remind everyone that this is a non-smoking flight. But drinking is heavily encouraged as a way to forget things like the butt fumble, Rich Kotite, Al Groh, Aaron Rodgers' torn Achilles, Geno Smith's broken jaw, or Bill Belichick's napkin resignation. Before we depart, we ask that you direct your attention to the front office staff who will promote a level of optimism that is completely undeserved. If you're sitting in an emergency exit row, please resist the urge to bail on the season early. If everyone else is stuck, so are you. Thank you for flying False Hope Airlines. New coach, new QB, new hype. Same turbulence. Cleveland Browns to the Factory of Regret. The Factory of Regret can apply to the Cleveland Browns in two different ways. First, the Browns moved to Baltimore to start the 1996 season, and the city was left without a team. The NFL rectified the situation when they returned the franchise to Cleveland for the 1999 season. And in 27 years since they've been resurrected, the Browns have had 23 losing seasons. Do you think there's any chance the NFL regrets putting a team back in Cleveland? Additionally, the Browns have to regret their decision as almost everyone has backfired. They have been unable to produce a franchise quarterback, starting 42 since 1999. Draft picks such as Tim Couch, Johnny Manziel, or Colt McCoy have failed to pan out, as have veteran imports like Jake Delhomme, Robert Griffin III, and most recently, Deshaun Watson. Quarterback is not the only area where the Browns have struggled. They've made numerous poor selections in the draft, like passing on Sammy Watkins, Mike Evans, and Khalil Mack, or picking 28-year-old QB Brandon Whedon. Considering it's been one bad decision after another, one has to be willing to bet that if given the opportunity to redo those decisions, the Browns would gladly take a mulligan. Chicago Bears to quarterback graveyard. It has been a long time since the Bears have had a true number one franchise QB, which is kind of odd for a team that has been in existence for 100 years. To see the last true franchise quarterback who played for the Bears, well, you gotta look at Sid Luckman, who retired prior to the start of the Super Bowl era. Yeah, since 1966, Chicago has drafted 33 quarterbacks and have missed on almost every single one of them. The team has also struggled to find franchise stability at quarterback through other methods as well, signing veterans such as Brian Griese and Andy Dalton, or trading for others like Nick Foles or Jay Cutler. Chicago's failure to develop a QB can be traced to three factors: organizational instability, poor supporting cast, and rushed developmental timelines. Who would have thought that frequent changes to the coaching staff, failing to properly build a talented roster, and or throwing your young quarterbacks into situations they just aren't properly prepared for would result in instability at the quarterback position? Look, if you're a signal caller, young or old, just stay away from Chicago, because until further notice, this is where QB development goes to die. Los Angeles Chargers to Injury Reserve FC. Injuries happen in professional sports. But it kind of seems as if the Chargers suffer more injuries than any other team. Los Angeles frequently ranks among the NFL's most injured teams, losing key players during vital periods during the season. It's these injuries that have spoiled the Super Bowl aspirations that the Chargers hold. On paper, they have a very loaded team. Quarterback Justin Herbert is an elite talent, and although he's only missed 4 games due to injury, he's played through numerous ailments. The defense has lost star edge rusher Joey Bosa to significant time over multiple seasons. In 2025, running back Najee Harris was lost for the season, and the offensive line lost several starters to injury as well. The hit to the offensive line was particularly rough on Herbert, as he was sacked 54 times, which, of course, exasperated his injury issues. The Chargers are quite literally the walking wounded. It almost rings like a credit card commercial. The Los Angeles Chargers, elite talent, endless injuries. Miami Dolphins, 2 September champions. The Miami Dolphins are an absolute mess, as they have been largely irrelevant for the last quarter century. A revolving door at head coach, lack of a franchise quarterback, an inability to win in cold weather, a poor draft history, and only 4 playoff games in the last 25 years. While they are currently entering the beginning of a massive rebuild, even if they finally build a complete roster, there's still one more obstacle that they'll need to overcome. The Fins are quite simply the paper tiger of the National Football League. There have been far too many seasons in which the Dolphins have broken out of the gate early with an outstanding record, only to collapse towards the end of the season, or heck, during the middle of it. In total, they have had a winning record at the 9-game mark or later at least 11 times in their history, only to fail to make the playoffs. Miami might look unstoppable early, but the questions and the collapse eventually follow. Buffalo Bills, 2 heartbreak headquarters. Buffalo made 4 straight Super Bowls, and although 3 of their losses were not close, one was. On January 27th of 1991, the Bills faced the Giants in Super Bowl 25. Trailing 20-19 late in the 4th quarter, the Buffalo Bills have put themselves in a position to win with a last-second field goal. Unfortunately for them, Scott Norwood's kick sailed wide right, and the Giants won the game. Yet, the heartbreak in Buffalo extends to recent times as well. The Buffalo Bills have made the playoffs in 8 of the last 9 seasons, including a run of 5 straight AFC East titles, but they've been unable to make it back to the Super Bowl. For the most part, the Bills have been snake-bit by the incredible run by the Chiefs, but in 2025, when Patrick Mahomes was out injured, Buffalo still was unable to win the AFC, losing to the upstart Broncos. The Buffalo Bills, always close, but never quite over the hump. Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 merchants of mediocrity. The Pittsburgh Steelers were the team of the 1970s, winning 4 Super Bowls during that decade. They were a dominant team led by colorful personalities like quarterback Terry Bradshaw and the vaunted Steel Curtain defense. They finally won 2 more championships in the 2005 season and 2008. Since then, it's been a title drought in Pittsburgh. Hey, don't get me wrong, the Steelers have been relevant. They've been a contending team in the NFL since that 2008 title. In the 17 years since then, they've made the playoffs 11 times, including making 1 Super Bowl, and they finished at or above 500 in all 17 of those seasons. It seems that Pittsburgh is always in the conversation when analysts are discussing contenders. However, while they've been in the discussion, they haven't dominated that discussion. A team with the history of success that the Steelers have should get a lot more respect, but clearly, the team is missing something that prevents them from returning to the mountaintop. Their last 5 playoff appearances have ended with losses in the wildcard round. But that's just the Steelers. Never terrible, but lately, rarely elite. Las Vegas Raiders, 2 commitment to chaos. Since 2000, there have been 30 Raiders players arrested for various crimes. The nomadic history of the organization, constant coaching turnover, executive turnover, and mass firings, organizational struggles to develop a clear plan, and roster mismanagement have all contributed to a pitiful on-field product. New Orleans Saints, 2 salary cap survivors. Despite seeing some signs that a rebuild might be necessary, an aging and inconsistent roster, they continue to straddle the line between contender and rebuilder. despite the fact that the last 2 seasons have seen a combined record of 11-23. The Saints continue to just try and retool rather than rebuild. Perhaps that comes with playing in the NFL's worst division. The Saints are a model franchise, possibly, due to the manner in which they maneuver the salary cap in a way that allows them to stay relevant. But hey, what do you think of our new names for these 10 teams? What would you rebrand your favorite team to? You know, if you had to give them a name to expose them for who they really are. Let us know in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, then hey, clicking that like button helps us out a ton. And you know, we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, then subscribing is a great idea, because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.